Alright, Onyx is pretty optimal, not gonna lie. Sadly, we don't have any nest balls or VIP pass. And it does look like we are against Miraidon, which is a wee bit unfortunate. I do think Miraidon has the potential to keep up with us, potentially, so yeah, that's a wee bit annoying, but hopefully we can get a nest ball off this. Ultra Ball, don't really want Ultra Ball. Would like a nest ball or a VIP pass though. So I can't remember if we're going first or not. Okay, we're not. So that's actually pretty good because we can capture Aroma and capturing Aroma and potentially get a basic. Although I could actually just guarantee it with Ultra Ball and then Iono, but we might want to save these for later on in the game, so yeah, we'll have to see. Also, I can actually poke this Raikou for 40 damage with Hard Headbutt and potentially get, avoid taking damage, so I feel I might as well do that. We'll also be able to see what exactly my opponent is playing. It is a Miraidon deck though, so I guess there's not like too many options. We do have to worry about Iron Hands though. Like Iron Hands is super annoying. I have beaten a Chen Pao deck that was running Iron Hands, and I did that by one-hit-killing Iron Hands and then one-hit-killing another Chen Pao for game. And would you look at that, he's on the board already. So that's very scary. Does he get a generator off? Okay, this is... Yep, there's one energy. Okay, very scary. 120 is also not actually enough to want to kill Steelix, which is a good thing for us, but it will be enough to kill Dodrio. Okay, that's a double turbo. That's good for us actually, although it doesn't take the damage below 100. If it did, then we could actually get away with maybe forcing him to hit it into a Dodrio, but actually then again, we have weakness lightning. What am I saying? Okay, never mind. It was an idea. So that is super unfortunate that they have that. And will I bench another Onyx? I think I will, just in case we need another one. And then we can capturing Aroma. And hopefully we get tails. Please not heads. I want this to get heads in most games, but tails for now. No, it's a heads. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we seem to have prized 2 Dodrio, which is quite brutal actually. And yeah, I won't take anything. I will attach an energy. And I will Iono. And then hopefully we get some nest balls and some Dodrios. If we don't, then yeah, this is going to go south really quickly. But we do have 4 nest ball, and okay, there we go. So do we get some Pokemon down? We only have 2 Dodrio in the deck anyway, so I mean, we might as well go get them, right? So nest ball for another Dodrio, please. And we didn't prize Manaphy, which I guess is a bit of a shame because Manaphy's useless in this matchup. But after a somewhat long turn, we can swing with Hard Headbutt. And hopefully get a heads, please. Please? Yes. Okay, there we go. So I believe this is immunity from all damage, not just my opponent's active. So I have to double check that. Okay, all damage. So if my opponent wants to actually get a KO with Ampy very much, they will have to use a boss's orders, which is quite good. So hopefully they don't have a boss. Hopefully. You know, it's quite likely. We do have Iono as well for a potential revenge turn as well if things go south. But, you know, just have to see how things go. You know, this is one of the dangers of playing like a single prize deck, is that you can fall behind sometimes quite easily. Especially if, you know, my opponent is playing Turbo Iron Hands, which is a wee bit scary, but at least Iron Hands is like the only threat they have, so. And then we can, just trying to think how we want to map this, because if we swing into Iron Hands with Steelix after they've swung into us, then yeah, so I go like Steelix gets knocked out, they take 2 prize cards, I KO Iron Hands with the Dodrio follow-up, and then after that it becomes kind of a race to set up other Dodrios to KO whatever he has planned. And we can just like boss Raikous and stuff. Like that's another way you can win quite easily with this deck, is your opponent just sort of forget. Also, did we draw into our 2 Dodrios that are in the deck? Wow, okay. So we basically got the dream hand, which is fantastic. We can also, of course, just poke our opponent again. I don't really want to tempt fate. I was going to say in a second I could just use hard headbutt again, potentially. But I think my opponent has wised up. They know that they can't actually... Yeah, so they're going to pass. I could swing for hard headbutt again and potentially buy myself some more time, but we don't know that they might have a boss in hand or whatever. So, I mean, what could happen, which is going to be very unfortunate, and I think it will happen, I have a sneaky suspicion it will happen, is my opponent will boss next turn with an Iron Hands and KO Dodrio, which is, I think, worst case scenario at this point in the game. If they do that, then we are a bit stuffed, unfortunately. There's nothing much more we can do at that point, I think, but we can try and claw our way back to victory. Tails is not what I really... Actually, never mind, I wanted a Dodrio anyway. I don't know why I thought... I get heads and tails with Romantic Incense mixed up all the time. Mixed up. Dodrio. Okay, draw me some cards, please. Actually, do I even want to draw cards? I could just research. Yeah, I think I'll just research, actually. And then we'll see. I think there's some important stuff in deck anyway, so I don't exactly want to, you know, risk having to research away stuff that's good. And I will draw a card. Thank you very much. Get some damage on the board. So this is where, like, Steelix Dodrio takes a while to play. You know, you do have some quite prolonged turns, shall we say. We can evolve that Steelix. So the Defiance Band is really good, actually. That could be very useful. We're just going to swing for the 130. So aside from this guy, well, basically all the Dodrios and the Dodrio, my opponent can KO anything with Iron Hands, but they do need a boss to do it, or an escape rope. So we'll have to see if that's what they got. It's a bit unfortunate that a lot of Pokemon kind of devolves into, does my opponent have a boss's orders? If they have boss, they probably win. If they don't have boss, I probably win. It's kind of like that, you know, it feels a bit bad really, but not much we can do, especially not when we prized 2 Dodrios. That was pretty rough, but either way, we move, we try. We're still in an okay position actually, so there's that. Actually, I could have hit them with an Onyx potentially with hard headbutt to KO them with Raikou and go for a cheeky play. I didn't think about that, but that could have been a nice option. Well, that's strange. Would you not rather attack with the 310 HP VMAX? But okay, interesting. Considering how quickly Raikou V will go down, that is very strange. But okay, what on earth? So they want to finish Steelix off with Iron Hands. I think that's their plan here. So, okay, fair enough. Have it your way. We'll play this game. It just means that I have one more thing that I can boss easily in the late game to KO, because they are going to retreat this. So, skadoosh. So the new question of the day is, can I kill this Raikou with a Dodrio? And do I want to KO Raikou with a Dodrio? It's a good question, actually. I could hit them with Steelix, but no, they just KO us back. No, I think we have to speed up the game. Otherwise, we won't be able to do enough damage to win. Okay, that could be cool. So this is where Ember has to showcase the fact that he actually can play the Pokemon TCG, because we're currently doing 130. So how much do we need? I'm trying to think. So okay, Dodrio, that's nice. Go on the bench, my little fella. Hopefully you can evolve, the little kiwi bird you are. So now we're doing 160. We do need to use Zooming Draw on this guy, I believe. Yep. And then what we can do is, this is a bit sketch. So I wonder if there's a world where we hit his Iron Hands with Onyx for hard headbutt. I suppose we have Jet Energy in the deck, so that's possible at some point. Actually, how much am I doing? 160. Damage pump. Yeah, I know I'm taking too long. Gee, we'll move the damage off Steelix. That's a much better idea. Don't feel as bad for doing this. Okay, that should be enough, right? Yeah, 220, more than enough. So we can wait with Defiance Band. And then we have to... yeah. I think this is okay for now. It gets a bit awkward because we can't realistically KO this in a single hit without some serious modifiers, so that's going to be the most tricky aspect, I think, of this game. So how can we get to 230? Defiance Band unfortunately won't work, so we've kind of burned that bridge. But we could Arvin potentially for another damage pump if it's in deck. I don't know if it is, but if it is in deck, we can want to kill this potentially next turn. So, and then after that, it becomes boss Raikou with another Dodrio, which we do have to set up very quickly. So, yeah, this is going to be okay. That's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Okay, so no Arvin anymore. We still have some draw power. There's a boss. Okay, we might have to change how we win this game then. Dodrio only does 30, so I was gonna say we could like boss Raikou, but that is so annoying because yeah, that is really annoying actually. Oh, it was going so well. I had the plan as well. Could have had the comeback. I think we had the KO as well if we had another damage pump. I swear this isn't scripted, by the way. This is not scripted. Zooming draw. The only problem is we actually need to find a Dodrio to win the game. Like, that's kind of a problem. Super Rod. Dodrio. Don't need anything else back in the deck. Just Dodrios. We need to find Dodrio. I will thin the deck out though. We'll get a Dodrio. Actually, yeah, I'll get Onyx actually. Okay, so right now we're doing 190, so 200 to 10 to 20. I really want to move the damage off Steelix, but unfortunately I can't get away with doing that, so... and yes, so 70, and then 80. Which is a bit rough, so... skadoosh. What a long turn, but yeah. That was that was rough, but please just be good cards. I need them to be good cards. Please. Okay, that's good. That is a Dodrio. And we do have the boss. So there is actually a world where we win next turn, which is crazy, but... I mean, can we win next turn? I think so. I think we have everything we need. Because, yeah, we can get Dodrio up to 70 damage, which is just enough to KO this thing. We're doing 40 base anyway, so... as long as they don't Iono again. As long as they don't Iono. We have game in hand. I can't believe it. We've somehow managed to get that out of the deck. Very luckily. I mean, these are all threats, of course, but it's kind of just at the point where we have to boss something, and preferably this. I mean, this was kind of like the plan all along, technically, but I'm not going to try and rub it in or anything. We just have to ignore this wall, because we're never going to KO that thing. It's taking like 100 less damage from attacks or something daft. So yeah, you have your prize cards. I have Dodrio. And then, yes. I mean, I had it with Steelix, actually. Never mind, but oh well. Yeah, I had it with Steelix. What am I doing? Yeah, we'll do it with Dodrio, okay? Because I think it's more satisfying when we do it with Dodrio. And then we do zooming draw. Damage counter, draw a card, please. Nestball, thank you. I don't know what that's in response to. I don't know if he Maybe he knows we are boss, or maybe he just thinks it's a bit pitiful. I don't know. I don't know what his game is. Don't know what he's doing. But we do get the last prize cards, so we get the last laugh at the end of the day with Dodrio against Iron Hands, no less. So even if our opponent didn't, or had Iron Hands rather, then it wouldn't have mattered. So that's quite satisfying, and a pretty satisfying conclusion to that game overall. But yeah, thank you for watching.